Alright guys, so I ended up finding a culprit of why my engine just kept overheating. So I ended up buying a leak down tester on Amazon. Came in the mail, and I watched videos all day on how to use this type of tool. I did cylinder 1 top dead center. It came up at 37%, but then once I did it at cylinder number 2, you just heard a bunch of air swishing through there, which leads me to believe that I have a bad intake valve, and that's causing my overheating. So I have it set up right here. I'm gonna hook up the line so that way you guys can actually hear. So I have a gauge set to 0. I'm gonna hook up the line. Let's see if I can. And you can just hear that air that's coming out of the intake. And then you see the gauge here. So that just means that this $100 junkyard engine, I'm just gonna have to source another one because I'm not gonna rebuild it. So it's gonna take me a little longer to finish this project, seeing that I have work and stuff. So I do have a K24A2 in the garage. It needs like a little aluminum piece around the cam gear that was broken when I pulled it from the junkyard. I can either go that route, save all my money, and a few things that I've noticed already. The casing on the EP3 trans slightly leaking. I would have to remove the casing, reseal it, and it'll be good to go. The next thing is I have an RSX base model transmission, and I do have a K24A2 engine just laying in the garage. I'm gonna assemble all my parts, bring the engine here, dismount everything and remount it in a weekend, but it can't be this weekend because I'm not gonna have the time. Okay everyone, to fast forward, I already have the engine removed from the Honda Civic, and I actually ended up picking up my K24A2 and spare transmission. I already mounted everything and assembled it. Started to do some transfer of the parts. The actual bad K24, I already took it to the junkyard so I can get my core back, since I don't want it sitting around. I'm not gonna do anything with it. So the problem with this K24A2 and the reason why it's been sitting is that it took a collision on the passenger side, and the valve cover ended up breaking along with the chain link and some small area right on the head, which I'll show you here. So this is one of the parts that broke right off the K24A2, and I replaced it with the spare K24A4 that I already junked. Replaced that portion, retorqued everything down the specs, and then now the second issue is me trying to put everything in the timing, and I have a broken chain link here. So I had to order a new chain link. I have to wait for that to come in the mail. It says maybe this weekend. So right now what you're looking at is a K24A2 base model RSX transmission, stock clutch and flywheel. I'm trying to do everything on a budget. I started to transfer the housing here. What else did I transfer? The serpentine belt housing area. I transferred that over, and I just have to wait. The EP3 trans that I had on the other K24, it's actually just going to be in storage for right now, for maybe a rainy day or something. But you see, I did clean everything up a little bit nice. It was nice and greasy. So this does have some mileage. This transmission, I know the exact mileage. I have it written down. It's like 200,000 miles on it. But I cleaned everything up as best as I could and assembled everything, and I just have to wait to finish off the assembly. Right now I'm just gonna leave it here for maybe a week, hopefully. clean up this area that I have here, and then that's all I'm gonna have for you guys right now. Alright everyone, so it's been like a month since the last clip. Today is what, April, May 9th. The last clip that you guys just saw was at the end of April. Been working a lot, so that's the reason why I haven't been able to work on this car. But I finally swapped everything in, and it just would not start, and I had to troubleshoot. I had to put everything back into timing again, so that took a little bit of a while. I did end up purchasing this this K-tuned little cam lock, which helped me put the engine back into timing twice. So I was able to remove everything, put it back into timing. The K24A2 would not start still, and weekends went by. I didn't really touch it due to work and stuff, just taking day by day, and came to the conclusion that my injectors were not firing. I removed the injectors, tested them, they were all getting power, they just were not spraying, and I cleaned them up with carb and they were just not spraying. But I finally tapped them, and then I don't know where they just started spraying, and then now the K24A2 started up today. So right now I'm in the middle of doing the cooling, the coolant, and I see that already the engine is running rich right now, which is gonna have to get tuned if I can hopefully get everything prepped today, maybe sometime next week or the week after. I can finally finish off the tune on it. Yeah, so right now it's just, I got a lot of free time. I'm separating from active duty, so I'm on my leave. So that's why I've just been trying to work on this car finally. So another thing I want to share with you guys is I picked up another K24 with a manual trans, and that is going to be for the EK here later on. I already have the Hasport mounts coming in. It's going to get rear disc conversion, and it's going to have big brake upgrade with the Mini Cooper rotors, and it's going to have the rear disc conversion with the 04 SI brake upgrade, Honda Element manual transmission harness, and this is going to be a K24A4. So I'm going to use these, try to keep everything stock, heater core, everything. This is going to be for later. I want to finish this one up, and you know, before I even start taking apart another car here. But I'll show you guys here. Spend a lot of money on the blue coolant, so I decided to just go back to conventional coolant.